In the quiet dawn, millions of hands reach for a familiar comfort, the warm embrace of a coffee mug. But as steam rises and aromas swirl, a question lingers in the air. Is this daily ritual truly the elixir of focus and vitality we believe it to be? Or does a hidden danger lurk beneath the surface, silently eroding our well-being? The truth, like the brew itself, is rich and complex. Let's begin with the promise in every sip. Caffeine, coffee's potent ally, ignites a spark in our minds. It stands guard against adenosine, the chemical messenger of fatigue, while simultaneously unleashing a flood of dopamine and norepinephrine. These are the very neurotransmitters that sharpen our focus and fuel our drive. This is why, moments after that first sip, the fog of sleep lifts, thoughts crystallize, the day's challenges no longer loom, but beckon. We feel not just awake, but truly alive. Yet coffee's gifts extend far beyond the immediate. Research whispers of long-term benefits, painting a picture of protection against the ravages of time. Regular coffee drinkers may face lower risks of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, their minds shielded by compounds we're only beginning to understand. Even the heart, that tireless engine within us, may beat stronger and longer in those who partake. It's not just the caffeine at work here. Coffee beans are a treasure trove of antioxidants, nature's own defense against cellular damage and inflammation. With every cup, we arm ourselves against the invisible wear of daily life. Is it any wonder, then, that some hail coffee as the liquid gold of our modern age, a daily tonic that sharpens the mind, lifts the spirit, and may even extend our years? But here, we must pause. For every light casts a shadow, and coffee's brilliance is no exception. Push beyond moderation, and caffeine's embrace can turn suffocating. Jitters replace focus. Anxiety crowds out clarity. And as the clock ticks towards midnight, sleep becomes an elusive dream, leaving us staring at the ceiling, minds racing in the darkness. This is caffeine's darker nature. It mimics our stress response, flooding our system with cortisol. Our hearts pound, our hands tremble, and what was meant to be a boost becomes a burden. The line between energized and overwhelmed blurs, and suddenly, our trusted ally feels more like a betrayal. Yet the true danger may lie not in these acute effects, but in the subtle shift of dependency. Day after day, cup after cup, our brains adapt, neural pathways rewire, expectations shift. Soon, that morning brew no longer lifts us to new heights, it merely returns us to baseline. Without it, we're left adrift, plagued by headaches, dragged down by fatigue. What began as a choice becomes a necessity, a cycle of artificial alertness we can't seem to break. So, faced with this duality, should we turn our backs on coffee altogether, cast aside our mugs and seek clarity elsewhere? Not necessarily. The key lies not in abstinence, but in mastery, in understanding coffee not as a crutch, but as a tool, one that requires skill and respect to wield effectively. Science offers us a roadmap to this balance. The consensus points to a safe daily dose of 200 to 400 milligrams of caffeine. This translates to roughly 2 to 3 small cups of coffee, enough to reap the benefits without tipping into excess. Timing, too, plays a crucial role. Our bodies have their own natural rhythms, with cortisol levels peaking in the early morning hours. Ironically, reaching for coffee immediately upon waking may actually blunt its effects, working against our internal clock. Instead, experts suggest waiting until after 9 a.m., when our natural cortisol dips. This is when coffee can truly shine, complementing our body's own energy cycles rather than fighting them. But perhaps the most important principle is this: coffee should enhance our lives, not replace fundamental pillars of health. No amount of caffeine can substitute for restful sleep, proper hydration, or the natural energy that comes from regular exercise and a balanced diet. When we use coffee to mask exhaustion or dehydration, we're not solving problems, we're merely postponing them, often at a greater cost. When we approach coffee with this mindfulness, something remarkable happens. It ceases to be a potential enemy and transforms into a loyal companion, a tool that, when wielded with skill and respect, can truly elevate our days. Consider the ritual of brewing itself. The gentle hiss of water heating, the rich aroma of freshly ground beans. There's a meditative quality to these moments, a pause in the rush of modern life. Even before the first sip, coffee offers us a chance to center ourselves, to set intentions for the day ahead. And as we savor that first taste, we're not just consuming a beverage, we're partaking in a global tradition that spans centuries and cultures. From the sun-drenched hills of Ethiopia to the bustling cafes of Paris, coffee has been a catalyst for conversation, creativity, and connection. In every cup, we carry a piece of that legacy. But the true power of coffee lies in its ability to amplify our own potential. When consumed mindfully, it doesn't just wake us up, it opens doors of perception. Ideas flow more freely, connections spark more readily. The world seems a little sharper, a little more vibrant. In these moments, we catch a glimpse of our best selves, alert and engaged with the world around us. Yet we must always remember, coffee is a mirror, reflecting our own habits and choices back to us. Drink it right, with intention and moderation, and it becomes a force for good. It sharpens our minds, fuels our ambitions, and may even fortify our long-term health. But approach it carelessly, and that same power can work against us, leaving us jittery, sleepless, and trapped in a cycle of dependence. The choice, ultimately, is ours. Will we allow coffee to control us, dictating our moods and energy levels? Or will we learn to master it, harnessing its potential while respecting its limits? As the sun rises on another day, millions of coffee pots begin to brew. In kitchens and cafes around the world, that familiar aroma fills the air. But now, perhaps, we approach our cups with new eyes. We see not just a drink, but a choice, a daily opportunity to find balance, to nurture our bodies and minds. So as you lift that mug to your lips, pause for a moment. Feel its warmth in your hands. Breathe in the rich scent of possibility, and ask yourself, how will you use this liquid gold today? Will it be a crutch, or a catalyst, a habit, or a conscious choice? The power of coffee, for good or ill, lies not in the bean, but in the hand that brews it, in the mind that chooses how to use it. So brew wisely, drink mindfully, and let each sip be a step towards your best self. After all, in the great balancing act of health and vitality, coffee is neither villain nor hero. It's simply a tool, waiting for a skilled hand to unlock its true potential. The question is, will that hand be yours?